All right. What up, everybody? What up? You just said that, says Pulverizer. I don't know what I just said, but okay. Gotcha. Hey, Glenn Sutton is in San Diego. My daughter's in there. My other daughter just got back from San Diego. So we had two in San Diego yesterday, and now we got one left, and her boyfriend is with her. She went kayaking in some San Diego ocean today, and they got hit with some crazy waves, and they capsized. I said, that does not sound fun. But anyway, so we had to pick up Chloe at the aeroporte here in Atlanta at 5:30 this morning. Great times. Again, if you guys have questions, put them in all caps like Andrew did here. Look at that. You can't retire in this economy, of course. That's not a question, right? That's a statement, a declaration. Because Andrew, those guys, not the brightest bulbs, but it is all right. But that's half right. That's half right. That's a statement. And I said, if you have questions, put in all caps. Of course, Pulverizer again doesn't quite understand the rules either. Can I retire? Have some money? Not caps there. And my man Ted, Terrible Ted up in Maine. Are y'all getting another nor'easter coming up there? You get another one up there, Terrible Ted? And Denise, look at Denise. What's up? Yeah. In fact, it's funny, Denise. We're going to go into something that you are featured in the Daily Kos. Denise is featured in the Daily Kos. We'll do it live, says Frenchie. See, Kevin Hawthorne's here. All right, right on, Kevin. Good man. I don't care what they say about you there in Lakeland, Florida. Greg Rose of another. It's a Rose of another. I don't know what that's called. Bruce in the house. There's a beach in Sanday. How much do I need to retire? More than you got, Dan. Sorry. What was a cluster? Chuck B in the house? No, actually, people who work for low pay and didn't save any money will be fine because Social Security can provide them almost all of their resources. Social Security can replace almost 100% of their income, so they're going to be fine. There's a beach that has. Oh, gotcha. There's a beach in San Diego that's an insane rip current. Really steep beach. I can't remember the name. Okay, gotcha. What would I recommend to do with an inheritance? Dude, I have no clue. Pay off debt. That's what I would do. But, I don't know what I'd recommend to do. You're assuming that they qualify for Social Security. Many people don't. Well, many. You have to describe many. What, 10% of the population? Because if they're working, you said they're working. People who work for low pay generally implies that they have that they worked, i.e., they paid Social Security. So unless you say that they didn't make the 40 quarters, i.e., 10 working, but this would imply many people work for low pay and didn't save any money, may be in trouble. I missed you, brah. The storm was a cluster of 16 inches of Big Maple. Whoa, for real? Damn, dude. Big Maple down your yard. Oof. The storm was a cluster. Gotcha. Was it all right? So, but wasn't there another one? Like when we were up in Boston, we were actually thinking about going to see the Maine Celtics on Thursday, and some of the people I know on Facebook and whatnot said, "Don't come up here. It's half of Cumberland County is out of power." So I said, "Man." Then I heard there's another snowstorm going through. I was like, "Yeah, that's crazy." That's nuts. We got displaced Hoosier. You're probably watching the Purdue. I think they're tearing it up, aren't they? Anyway, so let's start our fun with this blacks. Yeah, but why would they take new kayakers? Like my daughter and her boyfriend never been kayaking. Why would they take it there? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, the storm was yeah, Plymouth Rock. I could put it in my overhead carry. It was fun. I like that area. I like Boston. I like it all. I like it a lot up there. Actually, I'm a big fan. I'm a New Englander by birth. You know what I'm saying? I like New England. I like Boston. Plymouth was fun. I very much enjoyed it. It's cold, it's wet and dreary, but it's fun. I enjoyed it. Of course, the Plymouth Rock is very small, but it's just crazy to think that's where the Mayflower people if the history that we're told is true, and whatever it is, what it is. It's just it's crazy to think that people on the Mayflower, sitting on the boat for 6 weeks or something like that in the wintertime show up, right before winter kicks in, and there's no house, they don't have any, there's no warmth. Yeah, it's just right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like the wilderness and whatnot. Crazy, man. And they survived. A lot of them died, but they survived, and it's crazy. And yet here we are with here we are later on saying how bad these people were, the colonizers and whatnot. That's just, the whole thing's stupid. We saw you walk around Harvard Way in Cambridge. Yeah, you didn't really see. You just saw the video I did, right? Yeah. Well, I said, yeah. Why would you come right before the wintertime? It's crazy. No, he just got one of those stories that are as true as they've been told. I don't think they are, frankly. I just don't. But you got to wonder. But so check this. I want to show you guys something. This is pretty funny. Let me just pull it up here. So we made the Daily Kos, or the Daily Kos, whatever the hell it is, some far left website. And some of you guys are on here. And Denise, you're on here, as am I, and other people here too. Let me just bring it up real quick. Andrew Biggs emailed me. He said, and I'm hoping to do a live stream with him on Monday about the Republican Study Committee proposal for Social Security. Andrew's more in favor than I am, and that's fine. There we go. So we're gonna look at this Daily Kos. It's actually kind of funny. And so let's check this out. Right here. So here's a Daily Kos, which is a far left website. News you can do something about, whatever. And I don't follow the Daily Kos. I'm not familiar with them, just because I've heard of them, and some whatever. Anyway, so we got Shock the Monkey said scales falling from eyes. All right, and then we got 722 recommended stories and 234 comments. All right, so this is the Daily Kos. They love themselves Joe Biden, and they go over here and he talks about. So this is a pretty well-known left-wing blog. It's just all there's to it. Some Greek guy or something like that, started it. Purdue won. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Purdue had NC State just wasn't making any shots, dude. Scales, exactly. We're calling us lizard people. Yeah, scales. That's what I thought too. It's like scales falling from my eyes. All right, so anyway, so here's the thing. Josh Scanlon, a voice of conservative financial wisdom on his YouTube channel, Heritage Wealth Planning, has always preached a gospel of fiscal conservatism and Trumpian values. I don't think I preached the gospel of fiscal conservatism, frankly, but okay, because I'm going to share with you why I don't later on in this live stream. With MAGA slogans peppered through his financial advice, his followers have hung on his every word. You guys are just waiting on my every word. Pulverizer is falling on my every word. Because my every word is so sacrosanct, Pulverizer no longer listens to Pink Floyd. Ironically enough, he specializes in advising on Social Security. He even has a book about it. But a recent revelation seems to have shaken him. And they give my video I did on, the Republicans, are they that stupid when it comes to Social Security? The Republicans he championed are now eyeing Social Security reform, a move that would threaten the very bedrock of retirement for millions, including his adherents and clients. Have we been suckers? At one point, even decrying the Republicans as a bunch of Ben Shapiro's running around. Did his audience, accustomed to his staunch right-wing rhetoric, rebel? No! And here's Denise. Denise, you made the Daily Kos. Way to lose 70 million votes? Check out the comments this guy says. Here's Jay Holiday. It's a deal breaker for me to continue being Republican. Here's my man here. I'm done with the Republican Party. I'm no longer a sucker. I will speak with my vote in November, and I'm a one-issue voter this year. Hands off Social Security. Bob, here's cute humor. Look, cute humor. You made it. I saw the same video from Devin. I knew it would make you mad. The Republicans' proposal want to get rid of the Social Security benefit, spousal benefit. That'd be stupid for Republicans to do that. Here's my man here. No, not near retirement. It's probably anyone under the age of 61 and 364 years old. Yeah, 364 days old. I don't know who. Chloe Benson, Beauty, Mark Davis. I am 55. I don't know who this person is. Chloe Benson, Beauty Boxes. I'm 55. I have to wonder if I would be considered near retirement or not. I won't be voting for Republican because I won't gamble that I'm not. So then we got all that, and then we got all these comments. It's just kind of funny. So yeah, 234 comments, and things are lining up, says Matt Z, for a once in a lifetime wave election. Now Trump still has a chance of winning, but crap like this is giving us an opportunity for electoral dominance we haven't seen since FDR. I hope we pull it off. We might. Right here. It's a nice thought, but betting on MAGA eyes being open is not my plan. All right. If indeed it is a de-election, it'd be really nice if some policies were then enacted, which, move the needle towards sanity for a long time. So this guy obviously gets, he goes, the Democrats have been too nuts for too long. He's hoping we get some more middle of the road. And then look, first priority, kill the electoral college, then kill the filibuster. Yeah, that's democracy right there. In my opinion, any Democrat senator who supports the filibuster is more interested in their own power than the principles of democracy, because the filibuster is not democratic. All right, let's see. Hold on a second. I want to show, hold on a second. Yeah, I agree with this. Reform the gerrymander, set rules to keep districts sensible, then expand. I actually agree with that, what I'm saying. Expand Supreme Court. Yep. Once expanded, implement reforms such as one president gets only 1 and 1 appointment to the Supreme Court. Okay. Hold on a second. There was a couple I just want to kind of show you here. Hold on a second. Because they really go off on, us being like Trump. It's funny, actually. Hold on a second. I want to see if I can't find it. The only way to kill the electoral college is via a constitutional amendment. Yep. 100%. You're not going to kill it by voting. It's got to be a constitutional amendment. You can't just have a law. I mean, literally a constitutional amendment. 100%. Anyway, I just want to show you. Yeah, Maine just joined. Yeah, stupid. Maine just joined the electoral, not the electoral college, but the popular vote. Just idiots, dude. The electoral college is magical in how it works, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is. Well, so just a couple of things on here. Expand Supreme Court to 13 justices because 9, but 11, 13. That's good arbitrary number. DC as a new state. Give Puerto Rico a new state. Yep. Combine North and South Dakota. I mean, all these guys are just freaking. These guys just have no clue what the hell they're talking about. These left-wing people are nuts, dude. They're nuts. All right, right here. I want to show you though. I want to show you a couple of things in here. I want to get out of this. Hold on a second. Independents are moving away from Trump, and Republicans are dropping out of their party, moving independent. We don't have to convert the MAGA cult members. We need to focus on independence and be part of the blue wave, right? Because MAGA cult members like me, we're never going to be going to the blue, and that's the funny thing. These people think if you're upset with the Republicans, you're going to vote for the Democrats. But the Republicans don't understand, though, unfortunately. The Republicans think if you're upset with the Republicans, you can see how crazy the Democrats are, and you'll keep voting for the Republicans. But there's a couple other things here, though. Hold on a second. Right here. The point isn't to get the MAGAs to change their mind. That's not going to happen. It's to get the mind of traditional center-right Republicans who held their noses and voted for Trump twice. If we can appeal even 2% of these voters, we see pretty significant changes in the electoral map. Pull 4%, we have a massive shift in wave election for the Democrats. All right. Lastly, we need to stop doing Trump's work for him. He wants the world to believe his supporters are unbreakable and never leave him. See, this is where these people are wrong, dude. All right. In reality, Trump is his absolute weakest point since the swearing in back in 2017. He is losing support. We shouldn't buy the hype that supporters are all still with him. See, this is what they don't understand. Trump is losing support, and his supporters aren't all with him. It's very important to talk nicely to your friends who supported Haley. His supporters will always be with him, but will they take the trouble to come out and vote if it does not look like he will win? All right. I'm telling you, these guys. hold on a second. There's a couple of things. Hold on a second. Yeah, there's a couple of things in here. It's just these guys don't get it. Because one other guy said, hold on a second. Right. I don't think most MAGA eyes being fully open is likely, at least not the blue collar and working class ones. Sadly, their primary motivator now is fear and anger, and they're much too deep in misinformation propaganda. So the people at the Daily Kos, they get the true information. They're not subject to propaganda. It's moderates, fiscally minded Republicans. They exist. I'm curious they exist because supporting foreign wars and all this is not fiscally minded. And independents, I'm more focused on. So they're going for the squishy middle. The Karl Rove, they're following the Karl Rove model. If we can just pull 2% of the Republican Party in, we're going to be winning forever. All right. And this guy says, I'm especially encouraged about gerrymandered districts. Yeah. The whole gerrymandering process involves creating a lot of laser thin districts where you likely win and cramming the opposition to a few voting districts. Yeah, that's 100%. Gerrymandering is such a scumbag thing, but the MAGA cult is outnumbered. All right. They have some other things which about me, like right here. All right. Indeed, comments like these on typical internet platforms are usually cesspool, but here, the Daily Kos, you get people who are knowledgeable and really care about policy details. If we get enough people like that, it's game over for the Republican snake oil peddlers. I'm still skeptical we'll make a landslide, but at least I'm optimistic we'll win the presidency. Hey. Anyway, this is pretty interesting. Yeah. And this would take away the Social Security spousal benefit. The verse with the command to care for widows and orphans must have been edited out of the Trump Bible. That was the 100% why the whole thing about the Trump Bible thing just bothered me. It's just going to be used so heavily against Trump. And anything he does, well, that's not the Bible. That's just the whole thing is just you're stepping into your own trap there, Trump. Is stupid. But anyway, there goes. This is a good point, though. There goes one more potential ding against Republicans' push to keep women at home. What I'm saying, get rid of spousal benefits, then women got to go work, which is exactly what they want. They want women to work so the children are raised by the state. I don't know how people don't get this. Yeah, and the fact that many Republican wives don't have the 40 quarters of Social Security approved work than in the Democratic Party, 100%. The vast majority of stay-at-home moms are in the Republican Party. It's just fact. So if you want to get rid of spousal benefits, you're killing your freaking baby. That's just so stupid. These GOP widows would be so hard hit in their old age, but anything for the Trumpian cause. See, that's where they're missing out, man. Anyway, so there's a lot more, and they kind of go off on me saying, "Oh, even this guy says he's got $300,000 of debt. What kind of financial advisor is that?" Anyway, so what these guys don't get, I'll put the link there in the show notes. What these guys don't get is they think we're adhering to Trump, and that's not true. Trump is our weapon. We are not the weapon for Trump. He is the weapon we use. This is what they don't understand. They think we are being led around by Trump. No, it's the exact opposite. We are leading Trump. That's where we're saying, look, we need you to go after those guys because we can't do it. So you are our weapon. And that's what they don't understand, man. These people think we're loyal to Trump. No. Our priority, and I'm speaking for myself here, but if you read the conservativetreehouse.com, which you should, and other anti-GOP establishment sites, you recognize Trump is the weapon we have. It's the only one we got. There's no other weapon like Trump. Are we loyal to Trump? As long as he's loyal to us in terms of taking out the GOP establishment. The first order of business is to take out the GOP. We've been saying this for freaking going on 10 years now, since 2015. 2015, when Trump came down those escalators, we said the first order of business is to take out the GOP establishment. There's no other way around this. And as such, we're not loyal to MAGA, per se, i.e. Trump. We're loyal to any guy who's going to go up there and say, we got to renew the Republican Party into a populist right-wing party that is supposed to be. That's America first. It's a patriotic party. Now, again, for me, Trump was disappointing in 2020, 100%. Trump's done a lot of stupid things, 100%. Some things he's just like, why are you still going after DeSantis? It doesn't make sense. But what is? You never get control of Trump. That's okay. You're just like, whatever. I wish you wouldn't say some of the stupid side. I literally don't care about his tweets, but why are you still going after DeSantis? But whatever. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Trump is the weapon, the only weapon we have. And these people think, oh, if Trump says go friggin' jump in a fire, you're going to do it. No, because no one else has tried to take out the GOP establishment. No one else has. And Trump, not only has he tried and winning, by the way, but he's losing vast amounts of wealth to do this. And you can talk about that true social thing. I don't buy that I don't think that platform is going to stick for 2 seconds flat. I don't buy it for 2 seconds. The idea that Trump is going to have billions of dollars because True Social went public, I don't buy it for 2 seconds flat. I hope he does, frankly, and that'd be great, but I don't buy it. But anyway, at the end of the day, the issue is Trump went into office and lost a hell of a lot of money and literally is facing jail just because he stood up against the establishment. No one else is, literally, other than what's his name, the freaking socialist who I'm a big fan of. Man, what's that guy's name from the 1918s, 1910s, who railed against World War II? I'm drawing a blank. The socialists who railed against the World War II, World War I, Woodrow Wilson, railed against the Rockefellers. Can't believe I can't remember that guy's name. There's a socialist, I just forgot. He ran for office and he went to jail because he railed against World War I and Woodrow Wilson. No one I'm aware of has actually gone into politics to lose money or go to jail, like potentially Trump and that guy too. I'm drawing a blank. I believe I can't remember that guy's name. Anyone know what I'm talking about? He ran the Socialist Party many years. Eugene Debs, that's right on. My man Eugene Debs, huge fan of Eugene Debs. Not because he's a socialist, but socialism back then is different than what it is today. You had massive amounts of corporate America just is completely dominated by a couple companies that were just running ramshot over individual citizens. Yeah, right on, Kevin. Eugene Debs. I would actually say Woodrow Wilson's probably the worst president in U.S. history, actually. Yeah, I think there might be some fraud. And yeah, I don't buy that for 2 seconds, man. I don't know about what's going on there. I don't know. Yeah, you actually had workers back 100%. You had 100% vinyl. Only reason I saw this guy, my man Andrew had emailed me about it, and I saw on I have this thing on Google. I didn't know when I set it up. Every day I get this report if my name is out there, and I don't know how I did it. Frankly, it's the first time I've ever seen it where someone else was talking about me on some other website. But anyway, these guys, they don't understand. The minute Trump acts a fool, I'm dropping him like a freaking hot potato. When I mean act a fool, the minute he starts negotiating with the Dems about like the whole bump stock ban thing, Trump lost some support for that. My COVID thing, I'm still pissed about COVID. I don't care what anybody says. You know what I'm saying? I think Trump could have done better with the January 6th protesters and saying, I got your back. But at the end of the day, these are small potatoes to the overall scheme of things, which is we got to change the Republican Party. We can't take on the Democrats with the players we have. We can't. We are losers. And the only way to take on the Democrats is either join the Democrats and take it on internally, which is long-term commitment that the left is very, very good at, and we are not good at because we have families to raise. That's just all there is to it. Many on the left don't. Like the Democratic Party is essentially single women now. They dominate the whole thing. It's the party of the single women. That's just a fact. It's literally dominated by those people. And the Republicans need to be the party of families. That's all there is to it, man. Entrepreneurs and families. That's where the Republican Party should be. If you have a mom and dad, we want you on our party. That's all there is to it. We should say, Democrats, we're going to see the single woman vote to you because we're never going to capture that. We're going to get some, conservatives and whatnot, but generally speaking, we'll see that to you. But we want to be the party of working families, and that's where we should be. And the way you be the party of working families is never, ever, ever, ever entertain the idea of getting rid of spousal Social Security benefits, survivor benefits, eliminating Social Security. The whole thing is just so friggin' stupid. And the only reason this is happening is because the current Republican establishment is playing their role. There's no way a real political party in the beginning of an election year would even raise the idea of having anyone think that they're going to have their Social Security benefits cut. It makes no sense other than they were freaking corrupted. That's the only thing that can be. It makes no sense. There's no upside on making that stupid proposal on the Republican Senate or Republican Study Committee because it was too broad. It didn't say anything specific. Some guy said on the Daily Kos, he goes, it just says if you're under 60, you could have a benefit reduction. The Republican Study Committee didn't say anything about that. Didn't say anything. It literally said, let you to believe anything. You're saying anyone who's near on or who's currently retired or near retirement will not get a benefit reduction. What does that mean? Define that for me, Republicans. Oh, so that means anyone. I'm 53 years old. Does that mean me? Because I'm not near retirement. I'm kind of near, but I'm not that near. You see what I'm saying? What does that mean for spousal benefits? What does that mean for benefits if you make over a certain amount of money? The Republicans put $85,000 in there for some ungodly reason. So if I make it $90,000, does that mean my benefits reduced? I mean, the whole thing's just all you're doing is saying all these people could get their benefits reduced. What is the benefit of it? That will make Social Security more solvent. Yeah, that's not going to fly. That's not going to fly. It's idiotic. And that's why the Republicans need to, whoever the current breed of Republicans is, needs to go to the freaking, move them on out because they're freaking, that's literally, they're that stupid. But I don't think they're dumb. I think they're just playing the role. 100%, man. They're all, a good majority of Republicans are there solely to serve for the interest, not of the Democratic Party, not of the media, but the people who control the media. Remember, and Rush Limbaugh used to say this is wonderful, man. I never thought about this. I always thought the Democrats controlled the media. No. It's the exact opposite. The media controls the Democrats. The media control. And once you start thinking like that, you change. It's like, oh, God. So the media has narratives, and the Democrats go along. The Democrats never have a narrative that hasn't already been determined by the media. That's all there is to it. It's really. I'll never forget Rush Limbaugh saying this. Oh, it makes sense. I got it. The media controls the Democrats and a sizable minority, frankly, of the Republican Party as well. And as such, you got to get rid of that. And then once you get rid of that sizable minority of the Republican Party who are, knee deep in with the Democrats, then you can really refocus. You can say, okay, now we're a real opposition party. Let's get this party started. You see what I'm saying? Or else you're just going to go the way of the Tories in England, and they're dead. I mean, they're just because Boris Johnson. I mean, look, I fell for him. I was an idiot. I remember I did a video when he won. They won this major landslide, a huge landslide. I mean, it's like the Labour looked like they were dead. They were dead. And 4 years later, now the Tories look like they're dead because that's how bad they screwed up the COVID. Almost like COVID was manna from heaven to destroy Trump and destroy the Tories, and the Australian Republican Party, and solidify Justin Trudeau. Almost like COVID was just happened to go in line with creating other things like Build Back Better and whatnot. And did any Republicans stand up against it? Nope. All right. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. So we made the Daily Kos. Denise, if you're still here, you got quoted in that. And yes, I know, Kirk. I don't. Just so bad. It's just so bad. Politics. Yeah, and there's Andrew. I don't trust Trump on anything. I can't lie to you. But the fact, I literally think Trump is going to. My concern. Look, there's no alternative. I mean, I want Trump to win because I think he's going to be pissed off enough that he's going to seek retribution for the faults that have happened. But I can easily see him turning away 100% and saying, I easily see that. You see what I'm saying? But 100%. I mean, you can't do the bump. And look, I fell for that too. I mean, it's like, before I saw things the way I see now. In fact, I just saw an article, Pulverizer, if you're still there. I did a video where I put cat ladies. That's exactly right. That's for the Democrats. I did a video as Pink Floyd, the most overrated band in history. That was like 4 years ago. And I'm still not the biggest fan of Pink Floyd, but I've had a reawakening of my viewpoints. And I was looking back at some of my comments that I had written, and I was very, very, very pro-Israel, if you know what I'm saying, back then. Very pro-Israel. And it's just, and I'm not going to delete. I thought about taking down the video. I'm not going to, because this is my transition as I've changed. I'm just a different guy now. COVID made me see the world wholly differently. I've always been Republican, always been right-winger, but COVID changed me remarkably. I said, oh, Israel is our allies. That's our best friend. And yet they're mandating the vaccines. They love them some gun control. They're big on 57 flavors. And yet, you know what I'm saying? And I don't understand what, and then, there's a certain segment of the Israeli, whatever their freaking house is called, the House of Representatives, not the Gwinnett, Knesset, I think, that literally wanted to make it illegal to proselytize Christianity in Israel. And that didn't pass, but I was like, not the biggest fan of all these things. I'm definitely not sure that they're our allies when it comes to things that are very, very important to me. That's just a fact. But anyway, so I saw some of my comments and I said, I should take this video down. But I said, no, I'm just going to leave it up there. I mean, I was a different guy back then. But COVID was different, man. Changed everything. So Israel's like mandating vaccines. You can't have your own firearm. We love the 57 flavors. I was like, not the biggest fan of any of that. And then, well, you must want Israel to be dead. I said, no, I don't want them to be dead at all. I just literally, it's not my business. Let the two ethnicities fight itself all over the Middle East land. But why should we be involved? Anyway, and so Trump on the bump stock, the Israel thing. Mark Dice just posted about Trump saying Congress was owned by Israel. This is like Trump from 10 years ago, that everybody in Congress was literally owned by Israel. That's what Trump was saying. You see what I'm saying? And Trump turned on that like freaking, I was like, what? Okay, that's kind of weird how he just changed like that. Just as weird. So look, trust but verify. That's our weapon. All we got is the weapon that we have at hand, and Trump is it, to reform the Republican Party the way it should be. The tariffs, everyone's like, well, tariffs are a good thing to protect your industry. Look, this is for me to say that, being from the Austrian School of Economics, it's tough, but you look at tariffs, we need more of them. We got to protect the industries that make our country run. It's just a fact. I mean, have you read about China and their dumping of solar panels? So China's produced so many solar panels, it's all crap now. And all these internal domestic solar companies are going bankrupt because they can't compete with China dumping. We have these things called anti-dumping laws. Well, we're not using them. So we're just not. We haven't been using this for a long, long time. We thought this isn't free markets, free trade, free movement of people. It's just not. Anyways, I was listening to Archie Bunker today, of all people. This is very interesting. Someone had posted Archie Bunker's talking from like 1975 or something like that, talking to Edith. And I got other things to talk about. We'll get into it here in just a second. Now, Archie Bunker says, they want us to all this electricity, make electric this, electric. It's crazy. I was like, damn, that's nuts. He goes, oh, make electric this, electric that, electric this, electric that. And then they're going to say, we don't have the electricity for it anymore. So now you can go buy these other things. And he said, it's all conspiracy by big business saying, we want you to buy all your stuff for electricity. And then later on, when the energy crisis, we don't have any electricity. So you should buy these other products that don't use electricity. I said, man, Archie Bunker, you get it. It's exactly right. It's a conspiracy of big business. That way we say, okay, electrify everything. Then you buy their product. And then you say, oh, we don't have the electricity. So go back to using freaking whatever it is. Oh, buy that product. Oh, now we have it's all conspiracy, dude. It's crazy. Anyway, let's see. Big Johnson says MAGA only wants Trump as a weapon to make libs cry against their own interests. Trump lost money by being president. Are you mad? He and his family gripped it the whole time. All right, well, that's what you think, but okay. Whatever. So Big Johnson calls us fools. No, I don't want him to make libs cry. I want him to make the Republican Party change. And then I want him to make libs cry. 100%. Absolutely. And Trump does not go against my own interest. 100%. That's, I mean, just you guys keep saying this. That's what the Daily Kos and the liberals say. You're voting against your interest. Now, first, I'm a white man. All right. So inherently, the Democrats have nothing for me. The Democrats do not like white men. That's just white married men are not welcome in the Democratic Party. There's a certain group of white men who are welcome in the Democratic Party, which I am not part of. So they have nothing for me. I mean, they've shown their anti-whiteism for years and years and years and years. And it's not just because of George Floyd. It's been going on for years that Democrats have been anti-white. That's just a fact. So there's nothing for me. There's nothing there. And if white women who have white sons, I don't know how you can align yourself with the Democratic Party given their anti-whiteness. It's mind-boggling to me. We know for a fact that it's happening. And it is a great replacement theory, too. It's not a theory. It's literally happening. So just as a white guy, the Democrats have nothing for me. That's just a fact. So my only alternative is not to vote for the Republicans. Well, the Republicans they're kind of like, look at us. We're not as bad as the Democrats, but, they still, the Republicans aren't very loyal, if you know what I'm saying, to the people who are loyal to them. As such, we need to get rid of the leadership of the Republican Party. And Trump's the guy to do it, 100%. And there's no other way around it because the other guys aren't going to do it. Ted Cruz not going to do it. Who's the other guy? DeSantis, maybe, but I don't know, maybe 2028. But I got my issues with DeSantis, but it doesn't matter. There's water on the bridge now. So Trump is the only guy, and as such, Trump gets it when it comes to things we need more of. We need more tariffs. 100%. We need to keep Social Security, and I would say even expand Social Security. And I'm going to show you something else we need to be doing here in just a second. All right. Yeah, Neil Peart. We can't say who controls the media because, we can't say that because it's a hate crime, by the way, in many Republican states to say anything about the, if you're not following Anomaly, you should. He actually had a take that even Matt Walsh is seeing. He's like, wait, it's illegal in a bunch of right-wing states to say anything about, I can't even go there. All right, so it's, exactly. Right. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Trump. See, that's what it all comes down to. Vanguard Comfish. See, Comfish is a Vanguard thing right there. If Trump gets in there, this better be, But it's gonna be tough, man. But he better start doing some stuff to clean it. I just think he was caught with his pants down, frankly, thinking the Republican Party would support him, and he was just wrong. Took him 2 years to realize they weren't going to support him. All right, so now I want, oh yeah, 100%, brother. I tell you, the Democrats they hate them black males. They have literally, the Democrats, we know they hate white men, right? Because inherently white men aren't on the reservation. They've always thought that blacks would be. And they hate, look, you might not be following this on sports media, but I do. Because I follow Kwame Brown and Jason Whitlock and a couple other black guys who are basically pretty based. And there's a guy, I forgot his name, not Ocho Cinco, but Acho, Manuel Acho or something like that. Talk about that lady, what the hell's her name? Angel Reese. Yeah, Angel Reese from LSU. And she's basically the villain, following Caitlin Clark around, going like this, and it's just idiotic. And then for 10 seconds after they won the national title, and then they lost, Caitlin Clark showed him up, and Angel Reese like, I'm a victim of basically white supremacy. Oh my goodness. And this black guy said, you can't be the villain one day and then be the victim the next. You got to choose. You can't do that. You just can't. And Jason Whitlock's like, holy crap, I can't believe there's a guy who's actually standing up and saying you can't do this against proud black women. And then the very next day, this guy was emasculated. And Jason Whitlock's like, what is it with these black men being emasculated by women, black women? What is this? It's crazy. So these black women said, how dare you say that about Manuel Acho? And Manuel Acho is a black guy. How dare you say that about Angel Reese? Blah, 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 blah. And the next day he's like, oh yeah, I should have never said it. I take the criticism seriously. And Kwame Brown, same thing. And it's like, what is it with these black women that are basically leading black men by their freaking noses? It's crazy. It's crazy. And the reason is because the media puts the black men who are willing to be led by their noses in prominent places. Charlemagne the God, these guys. They don't put people like Jason Whitlock or Kwame Brown in prominent, Stephen A. Smith, they put them in prominent places. The people who are willing to be led around by their noses are going to be in prominent places because they serve the role, which is to make black men be more feminine. That's just a fact. And they tried that with white men and it's worked. But a lot of white men are saying, you've been hating on us for so long, so blatantly obvious. We don't have anything to do with you guys. So we're out. We've been, I'll never be a Democrat, ever. Because they hate me. It's just all there is to it, dude. They hate us. And as such, it's like I literally, again, if you're not making Democrats mad, you're not doing a good enough job. And the way you make the Democrats mad is to have a wife and have lots of babies. That's how you do it. You go to church and love Jesus and love the Lord. That's the way you make Democrats mad because they hate that, dude. They hate it. But anyway, so what like Black Scorpion said is freaking, they don't want black males either. Black males who think for themselves. They want all kinds of men, white or black, who think what they're supposed to be led around by women. But that's interesting. I wonder how many black guys are going to come. Like we've been saying this for centuries, for years and years and years, that black men are going to see the Republican Party as they're more aligned. I'm not sure. We'll see. I thought in 2020, definitely, I thought well above 40% of the black men would vote for the Democrat over the Republicans, and they were near that. I think we got 20% of black men, which is pretty good, but we only got like 4% of black women. It's one of those causes that almost seems hopeless, but it always seems hopeless until it doesn't. And all of a sudden, there's this massive wave. You're just like, oh, wasn't expecting that to happen. We'll see. We'll see if that ever happens. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Marie Republicans run pro-Trump and govern anti-Trump. 100%. All right, so I want to show you guys this where this all stems from, actually, because I think it's pretty interesting. Let's get rid of, and this is an article my man sent to me. I forgot who sent this. No, that wasn't it. Yeah, right here. Oh yeah, this is good. I thought this is pretty fun. Yeah, right. South Dakota has hate speech laws, and we all know what it's just so stupid. It's so dumb. We have it here in Georgia too, and we all know, I mean, what they're using their hate speech laws on to define anti-Semitism, and it's so broad, it's so stupid. It's just like, it's embarrassing. We've been hearing that, Vinyl, for years. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I hope. All right. So I want to show you we're gonna dive into this right here. I forgot who sent this to me. I would not have read it because I don't read the USA Today because I like ladies, if you know what I'm saying. I don't read USA Today because I like ladies. You get it? That's pretty funny, Josh. Josh, you're so funny. I gotta put my there. Look. Can I do it like that? Oh, there you go. Kind of cool. Let's see. I don't like that. I want to big it. I don't want two things. Okay. No, that's not bad. All right, so let's go into this here. This is pretty interesting. Hey, Gen X, Z, and millennials, here's why you may have missed out on the great wealth transfer. We got Medora Lee, all right? And she had written this on April 1st. So I want to show you what the hell happened. Still there? There we go. All right, well, where'd it go? There we go. Where'd it go? Okay, let me stop sharing for a second and find out what happened to the article. All right, here we go. All right. So anyway, hey, Jen, all these guys, you're going to miss out on the wealth transfer. All right. So here we got Judy and David Konkak. They could nearly run out of money and unable to leave their kids much more than a pittance. Even though they're both college graduates, David's 84. He had a successful business that allowed Judy to stop teaching and stay home and raise their two children. They traveled, they owned cars and a home. They sent their two kids to college and saved for retirement. They're crushing. I thought we spent our golden years sitting on a beach in Hawaii with Mai Tais, something like that. Instead, her husband had a stroke, surgeries, and prostate cancer, all of which had helped deplete their savings. Interesting choice of words. Help deplete their savings. Now she's back at work part-time, earning about $15 an hour. All right. And she's turned to the nonprofit, the Senior Source in Dallas, to help pay her bills. With all their savings gone, she suspects that their house is all she'll have left for her kids. Right. Interesting. And then healthcare or inheritance. If the Konkak struggles with healthcare costs, as older adults sound familiar, it's because they are. Even with insurance, Americans struggle to pay for expenses like premiums, co-pays, co-insurance, and uncovered expenses. As a result, the significant wealth transfer from baby boomers to younger generations may not be so great after all. And then we got this guy. He says, one of the biggest factors that drives wealth depletion during retirement is healthcare costs. And, all right, I got you. We're going to keep going down. So check this out. There's more to this, so hang in there because we're going to dive into this a whole lot deeper than we're doing here. I just want to kind of share with you the negativity stuff here, and then we're going to dive into it. Say, what's going on? 1/3 of Medicare beneficiaries including more than half under the age of 65, said it's difficult to afford health care. 1/3 of Medicare beneficiaries, including more than half, were under the age of 65. So who are those on Medicare under the age of 65? That's weird because you don't get Medicare until you're 65 unless you're on disability. So they're going to. So I cannot stress this enough. 1/3 of Medicare recipients, including half of those under the age of 65. So let's just put in the people on Medicare who are over the age of 65. That'd be what, less than about 20% of Medicare recipients, if even that. Because if over a half who are under 65 are on Medicare, those on disability, yeah, they got disabled. Sucks. That's what Medicare is there for, is once you're disabled, you go on Medicare. Remember, Medicare is don't touch my Medicare. Oh, by the way, Biden is going to cut your Medicare. I didn't do a video on that today. I'll do one on that tomorrow. Biden's already talked about cutting your Medicare. But anyway, I thought that was very interesting that they're saying 1/2 of those on Medicare, including those under the age of 65. Well, if you're under the age of 65 and you're on Medicare, that means you're disabled. All right. On top of that, you're basically the baby boomers were the last baby boomers 1964. So now so if you're going to survey baby boomers, you better stop at 1960. People are 60 years old essentially today. That's the youngest baby boomer. So, but they're saying 1/2 of people under the age of 65. I have a friend of mine who's on Medicare, he's on disability, and he's 48 years old. So he's not transferring money to wealth as this article is saying. I just find it very interesting how they conflate 1/3 of Medicare beneficiaries, including half those under the age of 65, as if Medicare beneficiaries under traditional retirement age are saying they're struggling, difficult to afford health care. Interesting. Oh, and then we're going to do a survey by the Commonwealth Fund, which we'll get in that here in just a second, because these guys are not up to any good. Oh, I keep doing it. Hold on a second. Let me go back. Jeez, I just didn't mean to click on it. Hold on. Hang tight, everybody. Hang tight. Anyway, so this is the Commonwealth Fund, a nonprofit focused on healthcare issues. More than 20%, including those 40%, again, under the age of 65, say healthcare expenses makes it harder for them to afford food. So again, more than 20%, but they're throwing in people on disability. I'm talking retirement. The people they're talking about in this article about transferring wealth to younger generations. They're conflating the two, which is a typical media thing. So basically, we'll just say for simplicity, 20% of people on traditional Medicare, 65 and above, say healthcare expenses make it harder for them to afford food and utilities. Well, guess what? It makes it harder for me to afford food and utilities too, because my freaking healthcare expenses are through the roof. Check this out, though. Then we got this lady, Kathy Kurtzstein, something like that. She's 64 and she lives with her husband Jose in Arizona. They pay more than $1,500 a month in healthcare premiums when she was laid off by Amazon to buy Cobra. Right? And insurance from the Obamacare were even worse. I thought even more expensive. I thought Obamacare is the solution and Medicare is the solution. What these guys are saying is Medicare is not the solution. Obamacare is not the solution either. Oh, okay, so you lie. But check this out. I thought it was interesting. So Kathy is 64, Jose is 62. She got laid off, and now she's having a hard time. She got to pay $1,500 a month for Cobra. I even spoke to brokers, but costs were comparable to Cobra with talk about Obamacare. Check this out. It's almost better not to have anything and have access to health care. Because Medicaid, as we know, have anything, that gives you better health care, supposedly. Interesting. But check this out. Now she consults part-time to help pay for health care. She hasn't been able to find full-time work, and she believes due to her age. She can't find a full-time job. Her daughter is getting married soon, but won't be able to help pay for anything. She knows, but as a mom, it's heartbreaking. Wait a second. So she can't find full-time work because her age, so she works part-time to help pay for healthcare? What happened to old Jose? Why is he not working? They don't say it. They just talk about her. Where's Jose doing? What's up with that? We're the middle and upper middle class. We pay our bills and have a little extra, but we're spending a lot in healthcare, so we're not in a position to help or leave money. Okay, that's interesting. Dispelling the myth of the great wealth transfer. Right here, the baby boomers, 1946 to 1964. They own 52.8% of the wealth in the country, and researchers expect a generational transfer of 84 trillion in assets. Most millennials expect to inherit at least 350,000 from their parents or family members. So remember, even the first people that we talked about, she's still leaving a house to her children. Even the first people, and that sucks, man. I mean, it sucks. There's always the poor. The poor will always be with us. The poor will always be with us. More than 25% of Americans believe paying for long-term care will diminish their children's inheritance. You're damn right. You should pay for long-term. And what I'm saying, not long-term care insurance necessarily, but I'm saying, yes, if I have to pay for my own long-term care stuff, yes, that will diminish my children's inheritance. That's the way it should be. And I get like how they say longer life expectancy. Show me the proof there. Right here. And again, what they do is the typical stuff they do. So we have healthcare has gone up. Healthcare services gone up by 114%, outpacing the 81% rise in overall prices. And that's interesting. So I want to show you something else here too. Shop staring. But before I do that, on average, the annual per person cost of home care in 2021 is about $42,000. And but the annual cost of a nursing home is more than $108,000 for a private room. The annual cost for a nursing home is about $108,000 for a private room. How many people use those private rooms? Notice they don't say that. Like literally, how many people? What's the statistics of this happening? Well, by the way, you know what else doesn't happen when I have to use a private room? Like I'm going up to see my mom next week in Virginia. My brother and sister, we're gonna all meet up there and we're gonna clean out her house so we can get her into a long-term care facility. Because she's just not physically, she's been bad for many, many years. So we're finally going to, bite the bullet and get her in a long-term care facility. Well, she is. She's going to have to give up cigarettes, and she don't want to do that. But anyway, so guess what doesn't happen when you're in a long-term care facility? You no longer have the cost of when you're living at your house. You no longer have the property tax and the maintenance. You have to all the food is provided for. It's going to be expensive. Don't get me wrong. But it's not like it's $108,000 on top of what you're paying to live in your house in Dayton, Virginia. The cost of Dayton, Virginia are now gone. And you have all this cash from the sale of your home, which is going to go to the nursing home for sure. Well, I don't understand. Why is that I literally don't understand why this is so, like, people are like, oh my goodness, I can't leave money to my kids. Yeah, well, welcome to the club there, sister. Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I literally don't understand, like, oh, it just shows you how bad it is. Anyway, let's keep going because I thought it was interesting. Where they say, and they never say, by the way, how many people actually go to $108,000 per year for a nursing home? They don't say. And then they say 60, you're not seeing this, I know, but 60% of healthcare costs come averaged after the age of 65. Remember, what they're saying in this article before was over a half of the people under the age of 65 said healthcare costs were too expensive. And see, they're conflating it. It drives up the wall. Oh, and then we use a committee for a responsible federal budget. Josh Gordon and that's where I want to dive in here just real quick. Can people avoid going broke to leave a legacy? And they talk about annuities and all this other stuff. All right, so now I want to go into the Commonwealth Fund because I thought that was, oh, shoot. Or did I not? Yes, I did. Hold on a second. Let me bring it back up. So I said, So look, anytime you got a survey, you always want to see, hey, who's a sponsor of the survey? Because look, we know for a fact, if the media is, so they're interviewing the people from the Commonwealth Fund, the Center for a Priority Budget. We know for a fact that the media is far lefties. So then you got to assume that the people that they're interviewing are far lefties as well. So I want to share with you something here. We're going to go to this survey from the Commonwealth Fund. And we're going to say, what's the specifics of the survey? But even, let me share with you this. This is interesting to me. Because this is what, right here. Can Medicare beneficiaries afford health care? This is from the Commonwealth Fund. I said, huh. But before I want to look at that, I said, what's the deal with the Commonwealth Fund? Let's take a look, shall we? Let's look at the Commonwealth Fund. Affordable quality healthcare for everyone. Okay, interesting. Oh, we support independent research on healthcare issues and make grants to promote better access, improved quality, and greater efficiency in healthcare, particularly for society's most vulnerable people, including people of color. If you're a person of color, you're society's most vulnerable. How does that make you feel, POCs out there? I thought I was doing pretty good. No, you're vulnerable. You're vulnerable. The Commonwealth Fund is going to tell you you're vulnerable. People with low income and those who are uninsured. So we're going to focus people on color with poor people and those who are uninsured. So I said, okay, that's interesting. Let's learn more about this fund. All right. It's established by Anna Harkness. It's among the first women to start a private foundation. Oh, right out the gate. Their commitment is to equity, diversity, and inclusion. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So they are really committed to equity, inclusion. All right. So let's keep going. Oh. The Commonwealth Fund Commission on the National Public Health System was established in 2022 to articulate a vision for a truly single-payer system, the NHS in Canada or in the UK, and then whatever the stupid thing they have in Canada, nationalized healthcare. One with the capacity to protect America's health, reduce inequities, and prepare for a nation to address major health problems and future crises. Huh. So is Commonwealth Fund, could they have any interest in talking down how bad the current healthcare system is? I'm just curious. Could they have any interest in doing that? What do you think? Of course. All right, let's keep going because I thought it was funny. And so let's take a look at their finances and investments. I just thought this would be fun. So we're going to see their financials. And we're going to come down here. Hold on just a second. And so they're paying, actually, I'm going to go to their investments right here. So here's their endowment, $1 billion. And it dropped from 979 to 832 right there. And that's when the market crashed in 2022. So that's no big deal. But still, they got $832 million in their endowment. All right. And of that 832, how much did they actually, right here. Let's take a look. Mission aligned investment strategies. Exclude companies investing in companies that manufacture firearms and small arms ammunition. Exclude from investment portfolio all companies that manufacture tobacco. Interesting. To develop and implement an investment policy statement that incorporates high levels of environmental, social governance into portfolio managers, as well as investment strategies from industries considered anti-ethical to the fund's mission. Implementing a plan to reduce fossil fuel investments with a goal of reducing those to zero, with a divestment in liquid assets, continued exposure reduction in all asset classes. Okay, interesting. Oh, look at this. In 2019, they began to explore opportunities to align endowment management more closely with the foundation's commitment to anti-racism, i.e. anti-white, diversity and inclusion. Through discussions with staff and board members and finding from a demographic manager survey field, we had to survey people. We learned that racially diverse and female-owned investment firms were underrepresented in our portfolio. Interesting. And then we established long and short-term gender and racial diversity goals, quotas. They signed the Association of Black Foundation Executives Investment Manager Diversity Pledge. Interesting. So basically, they're a bunch of lefty clowns who want a national single-payer healthcare. Very interesting, too, because we go to financials. We're going to see, they got basically $1 billion, and they're donating about 4% of their assets. It's got to be 5% really towards their greater good. All right. And I think we got in here someplace in here topics about us. Let's go to about the fund. So they're donating about 4 to 5% of their assets to serving the greater good, which means they're keeping the assets for themselves, is what it is. All right. So let's check this out. We talk about want to see our programs. I want to go to foundation history because I want to show you guys how bad it is out there. Working at the funding reports. How was it? Annual reports. Maybe it's an annual report. Hold on a second. Let's look at 2018. Man, I'm going to draw. Oh, man, where was it? Hold on a second, because I got it about us. Maybe it's about us. Programs. Let's see. Oh, man, where was it? Climate change in healthcare. Interesting. Climate change in healthcare. Not we'll find it. I don't think it was it. I think we already went there. Let's look at our programs. I can't believe I can't find it. Anyway, the point is they don't pay taxes, is where I'm going with this. Let's look at grants here. Maybe it was under this. Search all grants. I can't. Anyway, they're a 501c3. One second. They don't pay taxes on their income. I can't remember. Damn. I was hoping to show it to you. Fellowships. Let's see if I went here. Yeah. The United States has long been marked by racism and discrimination. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is these guys are far. Let's actually look at. I want to look at their board of directors too here. So let's go back and we're going to look at their board of directors. About us. We're going to look at the. What the hell was that thing, man? I can't believe I can't find this. Yeah, see universal coverage because apparently Obamacare didn't do what they say. Health equity, yeah, that's not scary. Our staff. Let's go here about us. And we're going to go to our staff. But where the hell was the board of directors? We're going to go to our staff. Look at these winners. This guy's the president. That guy's, trust me, he cares about you. He cares about you. Where is the board of directors? Go back to this right here. Oh, man. I can't believe I can't find this. Board of directors, dude. About the fund programs, working staff, working at the fund, the fellowships, grants, programs, tools and topics. Go back here. All right here. No, it's not there. It was. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, if you look at the board of directors, what I found was interesting. How can I not freaking find this, dude? Crazy. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on a second. That's not what I wanted. Go to QR. I can't believe I can't find the board of directors. Was it under about us? Grants, fellowships, about the fund programs. Hold on a second. Let's see about this. I don't think it's it though. Hold on a second. They have offices in New York City and Washington, D.C. Staff, about us. Anyway, so the board of directors was very interesting. I'm not going to find it because I'm under pressure. And when you're under pressure, you lose it. But I just thought it was interesting. They had on their board of directors was, check this out. It's very interesting to see. Hold on a second. I got to find the board of directors. Right here. There she is. I was very interested to find this lady was on the board of directors. Sheila P. Burke. Interesting. Who is Sheila P. Burke, you might ask? Oh, she was the main, she like basically controlled Bob Dole, is what it was. All right. She was chief of staff to Bob Dole. My dad used to have me go back and forth to DC to carry stuff for his health benefits letter. And Bob Dole was the Senate Majority Leader back then. And it's just a clown. I mean, he's an American patriot, but he's a clown politically. He was part of the Uniparty. And my dad said, well, basically, Sheila Burke runs everything in DC through the Senate because she was Bob Dole's chief of staff. And Bob Dole didn't know he was just like John, just like all these guys. They don't know what the hell's going on. They leave it to their staff to do. And I said, well, remember, and Kansas also had a lady named Nancy Kassebaum. And Kassebaum was a junior senator in Kansas, and she signed the Kennedy-Kassebaum Healthcare Act, which was what the genesis of COBRA. All right, nothing inherently wrong with that, but again, it took the insurance out of health insurance and made it a government program. That's all there is to it. The more they started doing this, the more it became more expensive. And of course, now it's too late. Now you can't fix it because it's so damn expensive. But anyway, so the point being was we had Nancy Kassebaum partnered with Ted Kennedy to bring us the Cobra Act in 1995 or 96. I think it's 96, which sounds good in theory now, but back then it wasn't, because back then you're like, this is just going to make insurance more and more expensive. And exactly what happened. We all predicted this, and 100% right. Anytime the government gets their mitts involved, it makes it worse. Anyway, so the Republicans controlled the Senate. All right, the Republicans controlled the House, and it passed, and Clinton signed it. Who else was a senator from Kansas? Oh, it was Bob Dole. But Bob Dole isn't doing it. He's run for president. So who's in charge of the Senate, of moving stuff in the Senate? It's Sheila Burke. And not a right-winger by any stretch. She is a government employee, first and foremost. How do we expand government? And now she's running, she's on the board of directors of the Commonwealth Fund. And if you just look at the board of directors, let's put it this way, it doesn't seem very diverse, if you know what I'm saying. Let's just put it that way. There's not many black scorpions who's on here on the board of directors of the Commonwealth Fund. So while their staff looks pretty diverse, and they don't show pictures of the board of directors, how ironic, because if they show the pictures of the board of directors, you say, not very diverse. And then you have Sheila Burke on there. I just thought it was very interesting. These are the people who are running the shows, who control everything. These people right here. And this is what Trump is up against. He's not just up against friggin' loony Joe Biden and Sniffy Joe and his clown of a wife. He's up against the Sheila Burkes of the world, the Commonwealth funds of the world. And they got more money than they need. And they're all tax exempt, all. And the Republican Party has made a huge mistake, critical mistake, as I did for many years, in thinking the taxes are our biggest enemy. It's just not. If the facts are the Commonwealth Fund has $1 billion endowment and they don't pay any income tax, I don't even know if they pay property tax. I don't know. If I'm the Republican Party, I'm saying we're going to tax all the endowments 100%. Trump started to do that. It was great, actually. Not very much, though, but it started. And that's what we just need. The camel's nose in the tent just a little bit. I would start taxing the hell out of these endowments because they're non-government organizations. There's nonprofits. They're not serving the interest of Americans. They're not. They're bad. They're up to no good. Are there some right-wing foundations? Sure, but they're vastly, vastly, vastly outnumbered. It's just even silly. I started saying we're going to tax you. And what I would do if I was a Republican Party, I was thinking about this. I would say these universities who are also non-taxed, I'd say we're going to make you pay real estate taxes on your holdings. Like in Harrisonburg, Virginia, James Madison University owns like half the city, and they don't pay real estate tax, which means everybody else has to pay the real estate tax to carry what James Madison doesn't pay. They're not paying their fair share. They're just not. And if I'm the Republican Party, now the Republican Party from DC can't go to this Commonwealth of Virginia or even the Harrisonburg, Virginia, and say, hey, you got to make James Madison pay real estate taxes. But what I would do is I'd say, if you don't pay real estate taxes on your buildings, you're not getting any funding. You're going to not be part of FAFSA. See, this is what the Democrats do. Their Title IX thing and all that, that's what they do. They say, we're going to withhold money unless you do what we say. And if I'm the Republican Party, I'm doing the same damn thing. I'm going to say, we want, because these non-entities, these non-tax entities, these non-government entities, and these tax-exempt entities are against us. They are our competitors, or frankly, they're our enemies. And if the Republican Party was smart, again, they're not, but maybe Trump is the one guy who can do it. See how it's kind of tied all this in here? Commonwealth Fund has $1 billion portfolio. And it's not even that big compared to the Rockefeller Foundation. Oh, and who was I just reading who's being funded by the Rockefeller Foundation? Oh, Bill McKibben. Bill McKibben, a big green clown, a big green scumbag. Big green. Been pushing big green agenda for years and years and years. How is he getting funded? The Rockefeller Foundation. So the Rockefeller Foundation wants to push all kinds of left-wing tripe, which hurts our bottom line. They need to pay taxes because their crap that they're pushing is hurting our bottom line, but they don't pay taxes. They got billions of dollars. As long as they donate 5% to various charities, which are all themselves non-government entities, tax exempt, and And they're all committed to one purpose, purpose, and one purpose only, which is social justice. Why would the Republican Party not say, we're going to tax you guys? We want you guys to pay real estate taxes on your endowments, on your holdings, on your real estate holdings. We want you to pay income taxes on your income. Or that's what I do. And then part two, we want you to contribute more than 5% of your assets every year. We want more than 5%. We want 10% every year because we want these endowments to be shut down at a certain time. We don't want these things going in perpetuity for freaking hundreds of years. Because remember, Rockefeller, Ford, another guy, Carnegie, all these guys, all these foundations are completely oblivious to what are completely against what these guys. Well, Henry Ford, you think he's happy that his foundation is so far left? And then you say, what do you do with the funds you get from these taxes? Oh, what do you do with it? You fund Social Security and Medicare. Easy as pie. It's a winning strategy. Say, why should the wealthy? Why should Bill Gates? Or no, who is it? Just a Warren Buffett donated billions of dollars to Bill Gates Foundation. No taxes transpired at all. What does Bill Gates Foundation do? He gives all the money to these clown outfits out there, and they just give it to us. Literally, it's like this ancestral. They give it to each other. That's what the Republican Party needs to do if they're serious. And the only one to do it is going to be Trump. No one else is going to do it. No one else is going to do it. And as such, I hope Trump's pissed off enough now to say, I thought I was operating under good standing with these people, and now I realize they hate me. If I get back in, I want to make them pay. I want to make them pay. And say, no, you can't treat me like this and expect to have no consequence, just like they've done to Trump himself. No. Yeah, actually, that's what it was. Right on. That's right on. All right. Anyway, that's hey, look at Kirk. 43, my fourth child on the way in September. Right on, man. All right, so that's all I got. So what do you guys want to talk about? Yeah, what I'm saying. Nothing. Look, man, I get it. We want to leave something to our children if we can, but we don't freaking fly coach so our kids can fly first class. We don't eat ramen noodles so our kids can eat ribeye. No, that's not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to freaking raise our kids as best as we can, like Kim has done with her children. You know what I'm saying? And freaking crush. And then once you're done crushing, you get rewarded with a life well lived. And that doesn't mean you light cigars with $100 bills or you go buy a new Tesla and all that. That just means you can have some comfort. For the first time in any generation, no generation before the baby boomers have ever had this luxury of comfort in their later years. I don't think it's antithesis to say, hey, we can have some downtime. I do think it's antithesis to say, I'm going to spend this all on me. I don't think that's good. But if you're sitting there thinking, oh, man, I'm not going to eat ramen noodles. I'm not going to fly coach. But I am going to do what I can to basically glorify God and all. Yeah, see, this is the problem here. Here's what this problem. John says, I don't want to do that because Democrats will make it worse. And so what's happening now is it's becoming worse anyway because Republicans have no stick. They don't have a stick. They always have a carrot. They don't ever have a stick. And the stick is do what we say or else you're going to feel the friggin' literally, or else you're going to feel the pain. And John says, but Josh, there's not a slight on you, John, but this is what happens all the time. If they do it there, they're going to do it worse. Yeah, they're already doing it worse anyway. I mean, literally, this was already happening. So at least you can say, my vid about keeping me from retiring, about what's keeping you from retiring was very, I'm not sure what that was, Kevin. John, only by agreeing to diversity, but not hate each other over them. I'm not sure what you're saying there. Yeah, what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, wait, I don't know. Are they actually paying a huge salary? Ooh, yeah, see. Are they actually paying huge salaries to the family members on the board? Yeah, I actually, what I would, look at man, Big Johnson, right? Sad that Big Johnson is actually small, where he's trying to be big, if you know what I'm saying. Well, good for you, brother. You must be Jenny McCarthy and don't believe the science. It's crazy to think that us anti-Vs are aligned with the right wing now, because 5 years ago, The right wing called me Jenny McCarthy and what's that guy's Robert De Niro. I was like, what? I don't know with those guys. All right, what's going on here? I mean, rare form. No, just this is funny, Andrew. It sounds like you're saying my last live stream was boring. Well, screw you, Andrew. Screw you. Oh man. Well, that's another thing. So I would 100% David. So David says start by ending the student loan. They're not going to end it. What they need to do is bring it back so that way. If schools will be held accountable for the debt their students take on, that's what has to be done. I mean, this is where, oh man, my man John here was a couple days ago. Look, John, I'm not bashing here, but this is when the Republicans are in control, they don't use the stick because so many people are like, well, if the Republicans do, it's going to be worse when the Democrats get in. You're like, man, you got to bring the pain. You got to bring the pain. You got to say, remember the video from Platoon, take the pain. Tell the Democrats to take the pain. You got to make it hurt. That's why the Democrats win all the time, and people are afraid to challenge them because the Democrats are not afraid to bring the pain. The Republicans say, we're going to make it hurt for you guys to have aligned yourself so heavily with the left and gone so nuts. And only one's going to do that is Trump. That's it. And we're going to say, you've been running ramshot on this freaking society for decades now with no. Did you hear about this Sonoma College? This is fantastic. I just read this today. I was like, this is great. Yeah, well, I 100%. When the Republic, I couldn't agree more with you, Big Johnson. I've given up on this idea. I could not agree more. Republicans never make the government small, ever. When have they ever cut a bureaucracy? Ever. Oh, man. I completely look, Big Johnson, he gets it. I get it, man. And if they're not going to make it smaller, well, at least make it work for you. They're not going to make it smaller. They're just not. This is where I've all come full circle on Social Security. I said, it's never going away. You know, I never would have signed it if I was in Senate under or House under FDR. I would have voted against it. You know what I'm saying? But it's never going away. It's going to be there forever. Medicare is never going away. It's going to be there forever. So at some point, you just love Big Brother. It's okay because you're not getting away with it. You're not going to get if you can't get rid of the Department of Education for heaven's sake. You're not getting rid of Social Security and Medicare. It's just not going to happen. So if you're not, you might as well freaking make it you so you can get political power to stop the insanity of what's happening. The cultural thing here. The cultural rot is happening, and partly because the Republican Party has just sat around like just so focused on taxes. We don't want any more taxes. Well, the government's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Taxes, yeah, I mean they've been reduced. I grant you, but is that happening? Is that helping? The cultural rot is significant. At some point, you got to say, yeah, we got to fight back against this cultural rot. And the Democrats are for bigger government, but I hate to say it, the Republicans are too. How do we know? Because they love them some military spending. They love them some Ukraine stuff. They love them all that. They love all this stuff, you know. So you're like, all right, you're not going to beat these guys at their own game. So you might as well play the game and try to win that way because the Republicans will never win. They just can't. It's impossible. So like, all right, so we need to raise revenue and we need to win votes. How do we raise revenue? Well, we go after where the money is, the endowments do. And how do you win votes? You go after the endowments and you say, we're going to put this in Social Security. We're going to create our own lockbox for Social Security. You say, instead of going after entrepreneurs, like the Republican Party seems to be doing when it comes to Social Security, or freaking widows, which is freaking mind-boggling, or stay-at-home moms, we're going to go after the foundations and the endowments. Say, no, we're going to take part of that. And then we're going to go after the schools. Say, if you got kids that default on their student loans, they have a right to write it off in bankruptcy court. And again, this is George Bush who passed the Pension Protection Act or the bankruptcy law in 2005. Again, I was for all this stuff. I was such a fool. The Democrats are right. 100%. This has been insane that you can't write off your student loan debt. So the college is like, this is great. We get all this federal money and there's no liability, responsibility to us. No, it's freaking awesome. Let's hire 5,000 more DEI instructors. It's crazy. And you have these freaking, a lot of them are poor black kids. They get stuck with these student loans they can't write off. Anyway, Bob Dole. Oh, no way, Kim. Your brother died a month ago? Oh, Kim. Say prayers. Oh, Heavenly Father, we just pray for Kim. It's been a rough, rough couple years for her. Oh, maybe learn from her experience. Just please, Lord, help people get their wills done, their beneficiaries done, their powers of attorney done. Just help them to transfer their assets in at least a efficient fashion, manner, while their surviving spouses and children are not struggling with the death of a loved one unexpectedly. Oh, Lord, give Kim the strength to just, I just feel so bad. And there's so many people going through what Kim's going through right now, Lord. Just give them the strength to recognize you are with them. You are with them. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Oh, man. There's Jeremy. Jeremy's in the Philippines. Oh, dude, I guarantee the Heritage Foundation is a nonprofit too. I guarantee. I Big John said, if you don't listen, I would tax everything. No tax exempt organizations, to include churches, none. No tax exempt organizations. If you make income, you pay tax on it. It's just that simple. No tax exempt organizations. No charitable deductions. I like high standard deductions. I think it's wonderful. Trump's tax bill is great in that regard. Took a lot of people off the tax rolls, 100%. High standard deductions. Once you're above the standard deduction, and then we have flat rate taxes. You can do, high standard deductions, 15 and 35. I got no qualm with that. Some I don't care. You see what I'm saying? No tax exempt organizations, no charitable deductions. This will never fly, but no real estate deductions, all that. And the reason for that is simple, because a vast, 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 vast majority of people don't itemize. The only people itemize are the wealthy, like me. I itemize, but it's not that, I got 4 kids, so it's like my itemization is bigger than my standard deduction, but not that much. That's just a fact. Yeah, 100%, Penelope. I guess how much of your inheritance is how much your last year's expense could be. 100%. The schools at 100%, Ted. The schools got to have skin in the game. They have none. It's like literally. It's again. It's all the risk is on the poor kid, and all the gain is on the rich school. It's like literally the reverse Robin. We rob from the poor and give to the rich. Is what they're doing. And they're just saying, we're going to take money and then it was all guarantees, basically privatize the profits, but socialize the risk. I just don't, this is so mind boggling obvious to me that the Republicans can't see it because they're controlled opposition. The biggest rise in government, Medicare Part D, dude, let me tell you what happened to my daughter yesterday at Department of Homeland Security, well, the TSA. So she got so she just got back from a student loan or a student abroad thing. And she got supposed a random search 3 times. She was called to step aside. And they went through every aspect of every outfit of clothes she had right there for all to see, underwear, patting it down, all this stuff to see if my daughter is up to no good. I'm sitting there thinking, and at the same time, thousands of people are just swarming the border. No one's checking them. In fact, we're flying them all over the United States. But my daughter, who's an American citizen, coming back from abroad, is being violated. You know what I'm saying? Literally violated, not physically violated, but certainly emotionally violated, as if she's a common criminal, just to make sure she's not up to no good. And it's random. And yet, just over the board, I said, and who passed the whole Department of Homeland Security? Well, Republicans did, because we need to be safe. We need to be safe in the airports. Almost like, how dare I say it? I'm not going to say it. Almost like, but I'm not going to say it. Oh, 100%. The federal student loan program just and the same thing. Anytime they get their MITs involved, it increases the price. Why is healthcare more expensive? Government involvement. That's just a fact. Why is student tuition more expensive? Government involvement. It's literally just that simple. The government gets involved, the prices go up every time. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't tax any Social Security distributions. Everything's stupid. But I mean, be it as it may, I think The Democrats just better politically. That's why I know the Republicans are part of a controlled opposition. The Democrats say, hey, we want to get rid of your Social Security taxes. That sounds great. Republicans like, well, we want to make Social Security solvent by taking Grandma Jones's benefits away. What? No, we're not. Anyone who's on Social Security now won't be taken away. But if you're near Social Security, if you're near retirement, you could be. Oh, that's a real winning strategy there, Republicans. Yeah, Big John's all right, man. You're right. Are you the guy on the Daily Kos website? Are you the one saying who comments? The guy on the Daily Kos who put my video on there, which I appreciate. I mean, I like people watching it. He says he posts some comments on here. I don't ban people's comments. I mean, if you're not you, but people are clowning, I'll ban them. But I typically don't ban people other than when they're getting real stupid. But he says he posts some comments on there. I wonder if that's you. All right, here's my man Ted. Do I think Trump tax cuts go away completely, or they work out some kind of compromise? I don't think they go away completely. Like they got the QCD stuff done, the qualified charitable distributions. That was done with I think that was Obama. Was it Boehner? Whatever, never Boehner, but just another thing. Boehner. All these years, anti-dope, anti-marijuana. He gets out of office. Now he's the freaking on the board of a marijuana programming propaganda machine. I just so stupid. I'm apparently not a 501c. Yeah, because you got to pay tax. Exactly. I don't think they'll get rid of them all. I'm not sure. I we'll see. I mean, it really depends. I mean, the Democrats will have even if the Democrats retain some areas, they're gonna have a hard time just getting rid of them all. You know what I'm saying? Because that is going to be a tax increase, and everybody's going to see it. All these idiots who say it's not a tax increase, the Republican tax cuts did not save them tax money. It's just stupid. Now, there are some cases, I grant you, in terms of SALT, state and local taxes. I get you. There are some people in blue states who paid more because of the SALT reductions. And those are generally people with significant high-value houses with high property tax. That's just a fact. And they can't deduct the property taxes more than $10,000. So I could easily see the Democrats doing that, getting rid of the SALT stuff, and raising the top rates on high earners. I could easily see that. I don't know if they'll go back to a personal exemption as opposed to just high standard deductions. I don't know, but I could easily see them getting rid of the SALT. The SALT hasn't been as popular as I thought it should be because, again, what happens are some people are affected by these things, and those people have a big voice. Most people are not affected because our state and local tax deductions, most of the country doesn't live in New York and New Jersey. New Hampshire is no state income tax, but still, I mean, high property tax in New Hampshire. You can't write it off on your federal taxes up to $10,000. But the high property tax is a big deal for a lot of people, state and local taxes, because it's basically the federal government subsidizing the blue states, and I like it. If the blues get back, they're going to get rid of that 2 seconds flat, 100%. They want Massachusetts to be subsidized by the federal government. Long-term capital gains, I don't think that's going away. Qualified dividends, I don't think that's going away anytime soon, if at all. That's too obvious of a tax hike. If you're the party of the working man, you don't want to. It's stupid, and we know the Democrats are not. But they're going to. I mean, it will be restrictions like they do everything. They say if you make more than this, you have net investment income tax essentially. Maybe have the interest rate capped. No, what we got to do is get rid of. What we do is we say to the federal government or the schools, if you want student loans. Yeah, I saw Purdue get the win. If you want student loans and your students apply for, they can't pay it, it's on you. It's just that simple, man. It's on you because you took the money, college. The kid didn't take the money. And obviously, you got to have to skin the game for the kid, too. I mean, you can't have the kid just say, I can't pay it, 50-50 or something. I don't care. But the school has to be punished for allowing these kids to get these loans and living, they have these Taj Mahals at some of these campuses. It's like a freaking, it's like they're going to these insane resorts on college campuses. And that's stupid. It's insane. All on government guaranteed loans, man. And why should I have to pay the freaking student loans for clowny kid from New Jersey who's going to go around, sit at college for 6 years, smoking dope, smoking, joking, while the DEI administrators are getting $300,000. And then when they can't pay, it comes back on me to forgive it. Now screw that, dude. We all know that. And so you have to have a carrot and a stick. You got to have some punishment for these nonprofits who are pushing this crazy agenda. You got nonprofits or schools. I'm telling you, you got to say no. We're going to make it that we're going to allow states to tax you in property tax. And the schools will scream bloody murder. Don't give a rat's ass. You guys have done nothing but propaganda on top of propaganda for decades. Don't care. And then we're going to say, you're going to have to pay property tax. Now, your county could say, no, we're not going to tax you on that. That's fine. That's up to the county. But we're going to allow it in the federal tax code for you to pay property tax. And if your state says we're going to do it, you're doing it. That's all there is to it. If you want to keep being in the federal student loan largesse. Oh, and by the way, if you want to stay in the federal student loan largesse, guess what? Not only, because this is what happened. Why do you think Hillsdale College is such a beacon of truth? Because they don't take student loans from the federal government. Because they don't want to be told how many, what their quotas got to be. They said, no, we're not doing it. So they're privately funded. They said, no, we're not taking any student loan money. Why can't Republicans do the same thing? Say, if you want student loan money, you have to do this. Literally just that simple. We'll give you student loan money, but you have to do this. And what I'm talking about. And if you want to be part of it, if you don't want to be part of it, great. Be like Hillsdale College. That's fantastic. Get the government out of it 100%. But if you want our money, you have to do this, that, and the other. And the Democrats are just good at this because Republicans, they're not a true party. That's my whole point. Why Trump is the man to fix the Republican Party. Yeah, I've heard of many different fair tax bills and flat tax bills, and they're never going to pass. They're never going to pass because there's too much money, power at stake for congressmen to wet their willies with lobbyists, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, the Congress people, look, dude, these are a lot of them are just soulless cretins. And they're like, man, if I can go to Congress and I get some lobbyists to wet my willy, if I pass a special, like, remember, the representatives don't actually write the bills. It's written by the lobbyists. The lobbyists say, in the tax code, we want this certain exemption for my, whatever I'm doing. And Congress says, you got it. We'll put it in the bill. You know what I'm saying? And this other lobbyist says, well, we want this. You got it. We'll put in the bill. But first, I got to wet my willy. You see what I'm saying? And if you just had a flat tax, all that stuff's gone. It'll never happen. Never happen. So it's not going to I don't know, man. The Senate looks pretty primo for the Republicans this time around. I mean, if the Republicans don't take the Senate this year, it's never happening again. I mean, it's just this is the best year for the Republicans ever to take the Senate. If we can't get a Senate, it's this year we're done. And that's going to be disappointing. Trust me, because even though I can't stand the Republican Party, the idea of Democrats in charge does give me the crease. But what's going to happen is Republicans won't learn. They'll say it's because of Trump we didn't win, and they've been doing this since 2018. So remember, 2018, Trump beat 4 Democratic incumbents. The first time that ever happened since FDR. All right, 2000 in the Senate, that is the Senate. Trump beat 4 Democratic incumbents. The party in power has never done that since FDR. And he gained seats. He gained 1 or 2, I can't remember. He lost 2, but he gained a couple. That never happened. The out-of-party team usually picks up seats. Not only did they not, they actually lost seats. And they lost 4 incumbents in 2018. That was on Trump. Now we lost the House. So when Trump lost the House, was a pretty thin majority anyway in the House before that. And a lot of times the House flips over in an off-term election against the party in power. That's not crazy. It's just this happens. Anyway, so we lost the House, but we gained in the Senate. And somehow Trump lost. 2020, well, whatever. You can say all day long that Trump lost, but okay. Now let's go to 2022. 2022, we gained back the Senate. We lost a couple of seats, we gained back the House. We lost a couple of seats in the Senate. Trump lost. Wait, what? I mean, again, the out-of-party out-of-party power team in power usually wins. Not usually. I mean, going back to the most recent 30 years or so, typically has a good showing in the House, more so than the Senate. So we won the Senate. We won the House back. The Republicans. We lost a seat or two in the Senate. I can't remember, one or two. And again, Trump lost. So wait. So Trump lost in 2022, even though we won the House, and he lost in 2018, even though he lost the House. But he won seats in the Senate in 2018, and he lost seats in the Senate in 2022, and he lost both those times. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense if you hate Trump, and they all hate Trump. That's the issue. If you hate Trump, it's like no matter what Trump does, he loses. In 2020, we can argue all day long about the insanity of the voting regulations and whatnot. That's my, frankly, biggest concern. I'm not sure anything's been fixed. But you can't blame Trump for that. I mean, Trump's a federalist. He goes, let the states do it as they see fit. And that's what you want. You don't want one federal election, man. You don't want the federal government in charge of state elections. That's crazy. What was that, Jill? Yeah, I can't say that they're all like that, but yeah, I completely agree, Dan. Like my man Andrew said the last time, you were talking about, he said on a video I did about, I can't remember what it was, but absolutely nothing wrong going to trades, dude. Absolutely nothing wrong going to trades. In fact, if anything, we need more. I just read today that Japan is bringing, I haven't read the article, I just saw the headline, so sue me, that they're bringing 800,000 Nigerian migrants to work because they don't have enough labor supply. You see what I'm saying? And I got no qualm with day laborers, seasonal labor. I have no qualm with that at all. I just don't want them to be citizens. So if you want to come to Japan, you're Nigerian, and you want to do some work and get some money, go back to Nigeria. I got no problem with that. That's the way we used to always have. Day laborers, seasonal workers come here, and they work, and they go back home. That's the way it should be. Yeah, Boehner was always, he was literally crying all the time and smoking. Just, yeah, Democrats will get their stop salt thing. Yeah, I don't know either, but they can easily say, well, I mean, because the high the standard deduction has been a reducing taxes for poor people. I think it's also simplicity too. I don't think they're going to get rid of the standard deduction. I just think they're going to get rid of SALT, the salt and state and local taxes. Dan says, my son is Don. I can't tell my daughter. My son's an electrician. I can't tell my daughter that is a good field to go into. He knows 2 people with major injuries in 2 years he's been in the trade. Yeah, I mean that's the issue. That's why they get paid more. 100%. The trades are dangerous. That's why men get paid more. It's just funny. All these people, women's rights. Women need to get paid as much as men. Be my guest. Go work in the oil fields. Go become an electrician. All that stuff. I was watching this commercial the other day, and I was like Siemens or something like that, and they just had this chick. I said, like with a hard hat on, doing laborious work. I said, this is so freaking phony and so fake. Why are you doing that, Siemens? I don't think it's Siemens, but it's some company like that. I said, is there a chick who's doing that? Sure. 99% of the people doing that work are not chicks. So why focus on the one chick? Because we're just trying to make a point. Like, we're diverse. We treat women all the same. No, we don't want that. We want to show the men. Why are you just demeaning the men who do that? I was so embarrassed. I was like, this is so stupid, man. Everyone knows that the chick isn't doing it. Everyone knows when you call friggin' HVAC, it's going to be a dude. If you call carpet cleaning, it's going to be a dude. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows if you send your kids to school, it's going to be a chick. Everybody knows this. That does not mean there aren't some men teachers and there aren't some women who are doing freaking utility line work. I get you. The vast majority are men. That is so dumb. Zero risk credit and offering majors that don't do anything. 100%. Yeah, exactly. The college I went to built $150 million and then what they'll say is well, we get revenue from it. Yeah, not very many teams, even football, are net positive when it comes to revenue. Yeah, dude, it's universities like a country code, 100%. We have the standard deductions above the personal exemption prior to Trump tax stamps. My personal Trump tax code as a single person was $300. Well, because of the media, man. That's Hey, look, U of M is talking about adding women's hockey. They also said they would need a second ice rink. How much does that cost? God, dude, I know. Then you have to take these other classes that you're just like, dude, I don't want to take gender studies classes. You have to. It'll make you a well-rounded person. You're like, um, here's Christine. I didn't see her. Healthcare rise because Americans are litigious. Yeah, I tend to agree with that too, Christine. Healthcare rises because Americans are litigious and demand so many unnecessary. But do they demand in the? I mean, Christine, you're in the field, so Christine knows what the hell she's talking about. I mean, look, I'm not saying she's not right. I'm just saying at the end of the day, we see our, the people actually demand these unnecessary tests and scans. I actually think they're promoted to get people to demand. But I think you're right 100%. There's definitely litigious. And there should be loser pays. I mean, that's what we need to go. Like UK has loser pay. That's what it should be. If you take someone to court and you lose, you should have to pay for it. But there's some too, Christine. You have to admit, the more government involvement, the more the prices go up. And there's the correlation. It's so positive sloping. It's mind-boggling. Look at student loans. Anything that has the government involved is crazy because it's just more money floating around. Look at Homer. My man Cal. Did you get my email, Cal? Dude, plumbing is not. Yeah, plumbing is a tough gig, dude. I'd be paranoid to do that. Like get on, like I'm claustrophobic. Like getting under that tight thing where you can't. Oh, that creeps me out. Yeah, men build everything. I've worked a trade my whole life. What do you do there, Big Johnson? They do. I had a class, Jeremy, and the lady said you get an A for like the first day. I'll never forget. You all get an A. I said, what? Yeah, it's just do what you feel that deserve an A. I said, well, I'm not going to do crap because I got other classes that make me do stuff. So I won't do crap for I'll show up, but I'm not going to do anything because you just said I get an A, just do what I feel is whatever. This is in 1993 or something like that. I said, I have 5 classes. This one basically doesn't require me to do anything. These other 4 do. So I'm going to do the other 4. But I said, why am I paying for this? Why am I paying for this? Crazy. Transportation industry. Yeah, man, electricity scares the hell out of me, Ted. I've always been scared of electricity. I'll never forget one time I was mowing my mom's lawn, her husband's lawn. Well, my mom and her husband up in Maine. Nothing to do with electricity. But I had for some reason, I forgot what I was doing. But I had a 5-gallon, maybe 2-gallon thing of gasoline. And I had the mower. I was pouring the gas in. I think I was lighting a cigarette. I think that's what I did. And as I dumping the thing into the gasoline into the engine, the gas tank, I think the match, I can't remember what I was doing. It's just idiotic. And it's just literally right in my face. I was like, man, I was like, I wasn't burned for life. It's crazy. I was just like, oof. Anyway, anything that sparks like that scares the hell out of me. Don't smoke, kids. Don't smoke. Jeremy from Maine. Come on. Jeremy is Ghey. You know what I'm saying? I had attend a few jazz venues, of which I did enjoy and have liked jazz music since. So, Ghey. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, it was also stupid too. But yeah, I've always been afraid of like people like you can wire your own. I was like, nope, 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 not doing it. I don't trust myself, and I'm not. And I know people die from with high current. Exactly. I know people die. It's not anything to play with. It's always scary. Electricity always. I mean, I'm not an expert, and there's no way look. I can mess around the garden and screw something up. I'm not dying. You mess around with that freaking those lines run there. High voltage. You know what I'm saying? Or I guess it'd be low voltage, high current. Yeah, because current's the amps, voltage. Yeah. So it's 120 coming in. Yeah, that's what it'd be. But still, that'd kill you. I'm not trying to die. Whoa, dang, that's crazy. I've been electrocuted twice. Work on my house, other than just hurting, burning, wasn't too bad. Just on a 120 volt, 15 amp circuit, didn't trip the circuit, so not the full amperage. Ugh. Ugh. Agriculture positions parts assembly. That makes me think of outfits. Hold on a second. We read the lyrics. Hold on just a second. Lyrics. That makes me think of a song there. 5 years in a St. Florine foundry. They call it an industrial park. In hospital maintenance and tech school, just to memorize Frigidaire parts. Outfit by Drive-By Truckers. 220. It won't kill you unless you get away from ITM. Come on, Andrew. No one knows what ITM is. Andrew. Oh boy. Unless you get away from ITM. What the hell does that mean? 220 hertz, but it won't kill you unless you get away from ITM. Somehow we're supposed to know what ITM is. Come on, dude. Andrew, look, that's Back to the Future. I saw a guy watching that. I think he means if you can't get away from it. No, Andrew's just trying to show off what he's doing here. He's like, all right, you young whippersnappers in your white-collar jobs, because Andrew knows everything about how to turn tools, turn wrenches. Nothing Andrew doesn't know how to do when it comes to turning wrenches. He's like, you whippersnappers, you don't know crap. You might know what an ETF is, but you don't know what an ITM is in time. Is that what he's saying? If you can't get away from it in time? I think he's just trying to brag that he knows so much more about tools than I do. One tool I know is a band tool. So if you actually grab on the wires, yeah, 100%. Yeah, dude, I was watching the guy on the airplane watching one of the best movies ever, Back to the Future. We got the best movies ever. Back to the Future, Platoon, all right, Hoodwinked cartoon, American History X, and I'm missing one. American History X, Back to the Future, Platoon, Hoodwinked, and The Red Violin. Best movies ever. No, I wasn't daring. I was the exact opposite there. I was stupid. It was like, I can't remember what I was doing, but I was like I don't think I was lighting a cigarette. I was doing something. I was like, I said, wonder what happens if I light this? But I can't remember what I was doing. I wasn't that stupid to like light it right, but it was like pouring out. I forgot. Just dumb. You guys seen that video of the electricity? I have a comment. Oh man. Ugh. Oh. That's what he said. It said just get ITM just meant it. That's what he said. Oh, is that what you said too, Lola? Get away from it. There you go. Okay, gotcha. I just bought Blast from the Past recently, which is a pretty good movie and still with today's standards. I don't know anything about that. Blast from the Past. Let's take a look. You want to grow up and paint houses like me, put a trailer in my yard till you're 23. 1999 film. Alicia Silverstone, Brendan Fraser, and Christopher Walken. I love time travel movies. Oh, let's take a look here. Watch this trailer. I'm the retirement goat. All right. Yeah. I don't like getting shocked. Wrong wire, 3-phase plasma cutter damn near killed me years ago. Oh man. At least you set the curtains on fire in your house. All right, let's watch Blast in the Past. Oops.
Let me guess something.
In 1962, the Cuban Missile Crisis was heating up, and the threat of nuclear war drove the Weber family underground.
Nuclear bombs are fake, just FYI. We know Hiroshima and Nagasaki didn't happen the way they said, just FYI. Nuclear bombs are fake. That doesn't mean nuclear power is fake, but nuclear bombs are fake. All right, keep watching.
long will we have to stay down here?
35 years.
35 years.
For 3 decades, they lived a fairly normal life. But their son has become a man.
What did you wish for, son?
Now the time has come
I wish that I could meet a girl.
for Adam to step out and discover the world.
What is it?
The sky! I have never in my life seen anything like it before. Oh, my lucky stars! A Negro.
Say what?
Bonsoir, mademoiselle.
Let me guess something. This is your first visit to La La Land.
Ah!
From New Line Cinema
Ooh.
I've never driven before.
and the director of the First Wives Club,
Hi. One champagne cocktail. I thought only hookers drink this.
Well, I know Mom sure likes them.
comes a story about a guy in his 30s
What have you been doing?
Been watching television in color.
stuck in the 60s
I love sushi.
I love Lucy.
looking for love in the 90s.
Man, let's who said they liked that movie? Let me get Jeremy liked it. It's get Jeremy liked that movie. Let me guess. No. Lola to you. Oh boy. Yeah, you gotta oh boy. Kind of that's not Back to the Future-esque. Back to the Future was fantastic. Blast from the Past was a good it was? All right, I'm gonna have to watch that. Oh, speaking of which, I saw the one on Penelope saw the Cabrini. I think Jill, didn't you see that too? Napoleon Dynamite. That's the other one. Napoleon Dynamite. That's the one movie. You're less. Why are you less a person? You won't be lesser. This one, Napoleon Dynamite, is classic. All right, you guys are saying Blast from the Past was funny. All right, we saw the movie. I saw the movie when I was in where the hell did I see it? Just the other day. The Shift or something like that. Yeah, The Shift is that. I think it's the same group that did Cabrini. I think. Yeah, I don't like romantic movies either. For me, Napoleon Dynamite crushes. So funny. Oh my goodness. But The Shift was pretty good. It got a little bit weak towards the end. The end was kind of weak, but it was good. It was a good setup. It's just I was like, oh man. All right, well, Jeckum Sins here, so we got to go because you're only 2 hours. Oh man, it's already 2 hours. All right, I get ready to get out of here, my friends. Good stuff. All right. So some of you guys saying Blast from the Past is good, man. All right, good. Even Andrew's saying it's a good movie. So remember, Napoleon Dynamite. Just watched Jeremiah Johnson. What the hell is that about? Back to the Future. Yeah, Oppenheimer. I can't. 3-hour movies and stuff. So we got Napoleon Dynamite, Hoodwinked, American History X, Platoon, and Back to the Future. The 5 best movies you'll ever see. You heard it here first. So thank me later when you see them all. You're like, damn, that's good stuff, Josh. That's Jeremiah Johnson. What the hell is that about? All right, hold on a second. Then we'll get out of here. Jeremiah Johnson trailer. Let's see what this is about. Clerks is pretty good. Let's see here. Johnson trailer. 1972, man. You guys are old. Let's see what we got.
Nobody knows whereabouts he come from, and don't seem to matter much. He was a young man, and ghosty stories about the tall hills didn't scare him none. Bought him a good horse and traps, another truck that went with being a mountain man, and said goodbye to whatever life was down there below. Here's his story.
Robert Redford as Jeremiah Johnson.
Jeremiah Johnson made his way into the mountains.
Which war?
Yeah.
All right. That looks all right. Never saw Apocalypse Now. Is that pretty good? Fights the CO Nation. So Nation. I think I did see Margin Call. Yeah, Honey Wilburys, right? Honey Wilburys, what gun are you? 12 gauge? Gosh. Oh my goodness. Funny. All right. Now, film. No. Platoon is so much better. Yeah, I never saw Apocalypse Now. Never saw it. Maybe I will. Speaking of Jeremiah Johnson, Dancing with Wolves was fantastic too. Dancing with Wolves was great. That was great. All right, get out of here, my friends. God bless. We'll see you guys, and thanks again for being here. And if you find yourself on the Daily Kos, hey, there you go. If you find yourself quoted on the Daily Kos, all right, we'll see you guys. Thanks again. We'll see you, man. Appreciate y'all.